What's up, everybody? So I just want to give you an update. Still working on getting stuff done, and it's going good. But I wanna just say that I'm a little bit happy right now. I'm happy because I want to kind of walk through in general the what I'm seeing, and I want to tell you it's almost like Christmas time for me and for the people who have had enough of the ignorant morons who started this conflict. So, when this all started and the research started, we knew, we came to we as the people who have been with me for a very long time working on this project, came to the realization that number one, we lost the War of 1812. I'm kind of doing a summary. Number two, Posse Comitatus had to be removed. Number three, National Guard could no longer be federalized under maritime law, and law enforcement can no longer be federalized. It had to be nationalized. Now, the way we figured out how to do that, the way we did it, is that we built an entire domestic trust that was handed over to the United States Marine Corps and the United States Army for domestic operations. That happened back in August. We gave them 6 separate law jurisdictions to operate in, both continentally and in North America, right? Which brought back territorial equity and general law. We used the USMCA treaty. So we were at the commerce, we were at trade through the law of admiralty. And then it stepped into equity and general law. And then we gave them North American equity and general law, and we gave them continental equity and general law. And then for us, the American people and the inhabitants that are American, that will be American individuals once they get deported out of the United States and into America, besides the ones that we leave with the federal government, which will be called U.S. citizens. Then we'll have American individuals and American citizens and American nationals. I hear America all the time. So we knew that. So we gave them 6 law jurisdictions. We gave them 2 divisions. We basically gave them 2 republics. 2 separate republics. So that's what we delivered to them. And they have been basically carving this thing out. So when you see Donald Trump and he's wearing purple, he's actually, it's not purple. It's like this really like kind of interesting blue. Not the blue, not this blue. That is continental jurisdiction. That's called continental blue. And when you see with the red tie, he's operating in equities. So that's general law and equity. General law is continental blue. And equity is territory, so that's red. And then if you see him in blue, that's commerce. So he's writing executive orders when he says blue tie. So they're either proclamations or executive orders, stuff like that. So that's really what happened. So we knew we had to override Posse Comitatus. We knew we had to get the National Guard and the domestic law enforcement mechanisms moved away from maritime, moved away from the federal government. Homeland had to be moved under the judge advocates for the Army, Homeland Security, and then they had to be under Space Force and the Air Force. I don't know if anybody's checked, but they just came out and said that they're putting in 2 czars, a Navy czar and an Air Force czar, because Air Force is equity. North American, continental equity, and the Navy is our admiralty, right? So that's where our admiralty assets. So we've divided commerce from trust, or church and state, right? So we did this purposely, and it's been progressive, and we've facilitated all this stuff that we've been doing, and basically we do something and then something happens, and that's pretty much how it's been. But it's great because now we're getting to the moment where the National Guard is in the cities. Now, they're not in the cities, okay? So I want to explain this. They're in the Department of Interior, and they're in what's called a metropolitan statistical area. Metropolitan statistical area. That's what I'm talking about, Metro Police. So these metropolitan statistical areas are all over. That's where the anything you see that's on a National Heritage Foundation, whatever, that's with U.S. Parks or the Department of Interior, that's where the National Guard is. So they're not in Washington, D.C. They are in the city of Washington, which is a metropolitan statistical area in the District of America. Does that make sense? And now we have the Gulf of America. And if you go to the USGS survey and you look up District of America, Venice, Florida, it will actually pull up the map that actually says District of America, Venice, Florida, because that's Sarasota County, and that's where this is going down. So that is the Sarasota Bradenton area. Manatee County is there. That's where Governor DeSantis said that they were starting. And it's awesome because they are going to audit every single county record and every single public officer, including Charlotte County. And it is going to be like Christmas. And that's just where 19 clowns are wrapped up. And then, of course, the audit will bring out all the fraud and the lying and all the other stuff. And then there will be Homeland Security and judge advocates. Now you're starting to hear the judge advocates are going to handle criminal law. Yes, they are, especially for public officers. So, for my fans, for those of you like somebody who joined Telegram today, I hope you joined Telegram because you're going through my videos. The time is at hand, and I can't wait. I can't wait because if I were you, I would have just given the apology. But don't worry. You'll be sorry by the time this is over with. God bless and Godspeed.